Hey there, this is Chad Garber, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to play Unchained by Van Halen. Here are some of the parts. And then there's okay, and so by the way, if you like these videos, please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be doing at least one guitar lesson a week, if not a lot more. And if you hit the little notification bell, you'll get notifications every time I upload a new video. And once a week, there'll be at least once a week there'll be guitar lessons. Okay, so first of all, here you have to down tune your guitar. Okay, here's what the strings should be. Okay, the low E becomes a C sharp. The A becomes a G sharp. The D becomes a C sharp. The G becomes an F sharp. The A or the B becomes an A sharp, and the E becomes a D sharp. So it's C sharp, G sharp, C sharp, F sharp, A sharp, D sharp. Okay, so you got to go ahead and tune it if you want. If you want to sound like just like the album, you do that. Okay. Okay. Now a quick disclaimer. I'm not showing you exactly how Eddie Van Halen plays this. I don't think this is how he plays it. I'm showing you how it's easiest for me to play what it sounds like he's doing. I think he's doing something different, but this to me is the easiest way to sound as much like him as I can. All right, and so the first thing you're going to do is you do a D. Okay, and the D, you're basically going to put your pointer finger on the second fret of the G. Okay, now I'm going to call these strings what they used to be called. Before we down tune them, I'm not going to sit there and try to memorize what they are. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just refer to them as their normal notes. Okay, so I put my pointer finger on the second fret of the G string. I put my ring finger on the third fret of the B string, and I put my middle finger on the first fret of the E string. That's a D. It's a basic D. Now this part, he doesn't do it this way, I don't think, but this sounds great to me. So you basically hit that, and then you put your pinky on the third fret of the high E. So, okay, and so then you're gonna go, you're gonna hit the low E, which is now a D sharp, but I'm not gonna keep on saying that. Okay, you're gonna hit the low E 4 times. Okay, then you're gonna put your pointer finger over all 3 fret. The third fret of the E, B, and G strings, and D strings. Actually, yeah. Okay, but you're gonna pick only the D, G, and the B strings. Okay, you're not gonna pick that high E. So you're gonna hit that, and then you're gonna use your middle finger and put it on the 4th fret. Leave your pointer finger where it is, but you take your middle finger and put it on the 4th fret of the B string. And pick down both times. And then you put it on there once and you take it off again, back to where you were. See that? It's important not to do this. Maybe it's not important not to do. Actually, you do hit the high E now. Think about it. Totally wrong. Okay, so actually you go. Okay, when you strum down, what you can do now is when you put your middle finger on the fourth fret of the B, pick up on all four of those strings, or at least at the top, the E, the B, and the G. And then pick down. So you pick the up, pick down, pick up. Then you slide your pointer finger up 2 frets to the 5th fret, and you do the same. See, I was wrong. I was trying not to play the high E, but I just learned that you're supposed to play the high E. So don't do that. And then you do it again. Then you go back to the D, that same kind, so the same thing you did earlier. And then you push the D up. This is the part again that this is not. I don't think this is how he does it, but it sounds so good. I love it, and it's so easy to do. So you slide your D. You basically slide the D chord up to the 5th fret, and you do. So you do the D, basically D again. Then you do the same thing when you add your pinky on the 6th fret. So basically where you're at right now is your pointer finger is on the 5th fret of the G string. I'm not going to say it, okay? And then your middle finger is on the 5th fret of the high E, and your ring finger is on the 6th fret of the B string, okay? And you strum that, and then you strum down, then you strum up, and put your pinky on the 6th fret of the high E. You go back to the regular D. So strum down, pick that, take your pinky off, pick down again. Then you just put your pointer finger over the E, B, and G strings of the 5th fret again. Isn't that easy? It sounds just like it, but that's not what he does, I don't think, but it sounds just like it and it's easy. Okay, so depending on where he is, in the very beginning of the song, by the way, the timing is a little different. He kind of goes. He hits that low E twice again. So as the song progresses, though, when the drums come in, you just go. This is at 1. Okay. The next part is. Okay, so you're gonna put your pointer finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. And then you're gonna put your middle finger on the 5th fret of the A string and play that. Just pick both those down. And then you're gonna pick the low E once. Again, I know it's not a low E. It's it is a low D, but I'm calling it the low E. It's actually a D sharp. No, I'm sorry, it's a C sharp. Okay, so I'm calling it a low E. So you pick that one. And then you put your pointer back on the 3rd fret of the A again. Where you see go. And then you pick the low E twice. Okay. Then you put your ring finger on the 5th fret of the A again. And you kind of slide it. You put your pointer finger over the 3rd fret of the of the D and the G strings and pick those. Then you end up right back at the 5th fret of the A string. Okay? Then you put your pointer finger over the 5th fret of the D and the G strings and strum those. And then you get back to the D of the low E. You hit that twice. Then what you do the same thing at the beginning, and then you do that same D chord. So awesome, I love that. So you just do that again. You put the D position, chord or 5 under the 5th fret. Then you strum. You pick the G, B, and an E string. And you go G, B, E back to the G. And then you put your pointer on the 3rd fret of the high E, and then you pick that, and then you pick the 5th fret of the B. I think some people can do it like this. And they're both pretty easy, but the D just makes more sense to me. Alright, so that whole part is... He does at least, between both those, he does at least one. He might do 2 every now and then. You just gotta listen to it and play along with it. Okay, so that's that part. The next part is... Okay, so what you basically do is put your pointer finger on the 5th fret of the D string and your middle finger on the 7th fret of the G string. Hit that twice. Just those 2 strings. You just pick the D and the G. And then you put your pointer finger, you hit that twice, and you put your pointer finger on the 5th fret of the low E, which is not a D, which is a C sharp. Hit that. It's interesting. When I look at the tabs, I don't see this anywhere. I learned this one by ear, but I didn't see how they, like on the songster tabs, they didn't show this. So this might be unique. I don't know if everybody else teaches it like this. But anyway, so then he goes. So he goes back to that same chord, but then he goes to the 3rd fret and goes back up. So he slides it down to the 3rd fret and back up. So it's... Okay, and then you hit the 5th fret of the low E and the 3rd fret of the low E. Then you go back to that first chord, and you do that again, that first bar. So it's... Then you go again, slide again. This time you hit the 5th fret of the low E and the 7th fret. Then you go to the 7th fret, put your pointer finger on the 7th fret of the D string, and your ring finger on the 9th fret of the B string. No, I'm sorry. Put your pointer finger on the 7th fret of the G string, and your ring finger on the 9th fret of the G string. I said that. So put your pointer finger on the 7th fret of the D string, and your ring finger on the 9th fret of the G string. And so the other chord down here was 7th fret of the D string, and your ring finger on the 9th fret, or sorry, your 5th fret of put your pointer finger on the 5th fret of the D string, and your ring finger on the 7th fret of the G string. So sorry if I said that wrong. So anyway, so then you do the same thing. This time you hit the 7th fret of the low E. You slide it from the 7th to the 5th, and you do that same thing. You go which is the 7th fret to the 5th fret. And basically, you do the same thing. You just move it up 2 frets. And then you hit the this one was hard to hear on this part. I think this is what he does. Then he goes to the 5th fret again and puts your pointer finger on the 5th fret of the D string and your ring finger on the 7th fret of the G string, and it's that. Then he hits the 5th fret of the low E. And then he just does he goes, which is just putting your pointer finger over the low E and the A string on the 7th fret, 6th, 5th, 3rd. Yeah, 6th, 7th, 6th, 5, 3. Okay, so that whole part is. That part was hard. That was a confusing part. So sorry if there's any confusion there, but that's basically. I'll go slow one more time so you can see it. And that is it, other than the solos. Okay, so. That is the whole song. While he's doing solos, that's what he's doing. That they go into that part. So I think that's all the parts of the guitar, other than the solos. So anyway, hopefully this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you want to see more of these, please feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you just want to be nice to me and give me kind of an attaboy, you can subscribe to my YouTube as well. Thanks so much for watching, and have fun for the rest of the day rocking out with Eddie Van Halen and Van Halen.